Hi guys, it's Kiyako here and I'm back with another speed build. This speed build is of I guess you could call it eclectic LA home. The original concept for this build was actually like a Los Angeles witch. This is totally on par with that. I feel like you could still use this for that purpose. But I think I lost a little bit of that intent along the way and it just ended up being like a quirky, eclectic LA home. And I'm actually really happy with this build. I'm just gonna say this might be my favorite build of all time that I've done, just because I really tried to go outside of my comfort zone on this one and try a lot of new colors and new patterns and shapes and custom content I hadn't used before. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. I wanted to use like pink doors because originally my idea was, again, LA Witch, and I heard this thing about how witches paint their doors purple. And I couldn't find a purple door in this game that I liked, so I just ended up going for a pink door, which I know is not the same thing, but in my head I was like, oh, maybe she kind of, runs with the purple thing and just made it a little bit pink. Maybe she's just a little bit of a quirky witch that way. Put in some palm trees. I really liked doing this build. I usually don't use this world a lot because I'm not a huge fan of how the Sims team like laid it out, or the lots in particular. But I really wanted to do something that was like LA kind of themed because, yeah, I don't know, I just feel like there's so much there to play with. So put in that little cat mailbox, which I thought was pretty cute. This ends up actually being a family home, so for sure this is for a family. You'll see later I put in a backyard area for, the kids and maybe a dog or a cat or something. Here I'm just like decorating, putting in some plants, making a nice little garden space. I really wanted to emphasize that this person takes really good care of their home and cares a lot about interior design and has basically put a lot of effort into renovating this old styled home was kind of what I was going for. I'm just really happy with how it's turned out. Like, I can't stop being proud of it. Maybe because like this is probably a home that I would really want to live in real life. I really like quirky, eclectic design. Contrary to a lot of my, fancy, sleek, glamorous builds that I do a lot with like apartments and stuff, I actually would rather much live in somewhere like this, which is, kind of weird and spunky and refined. I went with this like interesting green exterior, which I thought looked really nice with pink, and it matched the car. And it was just the exact kind of weird color I was going for. Put in these roofs. I was originally gonna curve them, and then I just kind of like looked around the area, like the surrounding lots, and none of the roofs were curved, and I didn't really think that was an LA thing. So I just went with this, straight normal roof with this roof color, which is like a faded green. And then I created this little backyard area, which I'm pretty proud of. I put a bike there on the side, maybe one person here bikes to work or something, or at least like, biking around town. It took me a while to figure out what I was gonna do here. I ended up having a little concrete area and then an area with grass, so that there's an area for them to, sit and eat and have some, like a concrete ground to, do things on, but also like a little backyard area to run around in. If that makes any sense, you'll see in a second. Put another palm tree in the backyard. I just wanted to give them some shade and, have, a touch of nature in the backyard. I originally put all that there and then I was like, oh shit, that's super overcrowded. I don't think that there'd be that much plant life there. So took that away, minimized it, put in a swing set for the kids. You might be thinking, oh man, if they go on those swing sets, they're gonna hit the fence in the back. Yeah, yeah, I mean, they will, but it's a game, whatever, it's fancy, it's fine. It's not practical, but it is cute, so that's all that I need. I put in some toys back there to give the impression that the yard was used, and that, the kids enjoyed it and stuff. Put in this little concrete area where I ended up putting a dining space with this table, I believe. I really like this table, just the color of it, the way the texture of it was done. And then I put in some benches and some chairs around it. Maybe this is like a entertainment area, they bring out guests or something. I don't know, I was just kind of rolling with it. Put in that plant that's like in a pot, which I thought was pretty quirky and cute, and I like that a lot. Here I'm just looking around for decorations. I ended up putting a magazine over there and a coffee cup as if someone was outside like looking at it. And then over here I put in like a little table and some chairs, so like a little work / chilling area. And this was really fun to do. I usually struggle with outdoor areas, and I'm actually pretty proud of this one, so I was happy to finally be able to be proud of an outdoor area. Here I am just, decorating. I throw a pillow on there. I really like that chair. It's so beautiful. You can find it on my Tumblr, which will be linked down below. A lot of my custom content I've reblocked on my Tumblr just to, just to make sure that it's all compiled so you guys can start looking for the stuff that you want. Not all of it's up yet. I'm really working on it to try to make sure I can find everything and put it there for you guys, because I know a lot of you have been asking about my custom content that I use, and I just want to make sure it's available to you guys. So that'll be linked down below. I put that awning above there just so they have a little shade on the side, and I really like how that turned out. And here I am moving on to the interior of the home. This space was a little bit smaller than I had anticipated, but it worked out. So I had 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and a kitchen, dining area, and living room. So everything that they would feasibly need is there. I thought about putting in a basement. I ended up deleting that just because I was like, what, I can do this. I can do the challenge with the small space, and I did, and I'm pretty happy with it. Here I'm just lighting it, deciding what kind of fixtures I want. This is usually hard for me to do early on because I don't always know the tone of what I'm going for until I start doing the build, so lighting's usually something I do later. But in this case, I just kind of went with it. Just kind of put down some lights. Here I'm picking out some tile. I wanted a really nice tile. I ended up going with this flower pattern, which I thought was also pretty quirky and cute. And then here I am just deciding what color most of this house is gonna be. I ended up going with a similar green to the outside, with some touches of, some, what are they called, accent walls with some of that really nice wallpaper. I really like that cloudy wallpaper. I use it in the bathroom and in the living room. I just think it's so pretty. Edited the kitchen a little bit, separated it with these half walls just so that there's a separation between the kitchen and the dining area. And then we're gonna go into the living room. It took me a second to figure out what I was gonna do. I ended up, making it pretty eclectic, I would say. And by eclectic, I just mean a random assortment of styles. I definitely wanted a neon sign there. It just took me a minute to figure out which one I wanted. I ended up going with the one that said heaven. I thought about going with like the palm reader things, because in my head I was like, oh, maybe this, she's a modern LA witch. But I don't know if like the whole palm reader psychic thing is a part of Wiccan culture, or I don't believe it is. I think it's entirely different. So I didn't want to get that wrong, pretty much. Here I'm putting in some carpet. I really like that checkered carpet. As you can see, I'm really, sticking to a color palette that is entirely random. Put in those orange curtains. Look at this. Orange curtains, blue walls, black furniture, pink carpet. Like, it's all over the place in terms of color, especially for me, because, again, I usually am pretty afraid of playing with color. But in this build, I really wanted to try new things. So ended up, messing around with color, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Here I'm just picking a couch over here. I don't remember which one I ended up going for, actually. Is it that one? Yeah, I believe so. It's that blue couch, which I really like the color of it, the nice blue. Put on some pillows. Just made sure it was matching in terms of tone. The grid pillow really, matches the carpet, so I thought that looked nice. I ended up putting this pink shell chair there, just as like a pop of color. Not that this house is lacking in pops of color. There's definitely color in this house. Put in some furniture on the side here. Just like a little media console that has like a small television and some other decorations you'll see in a moment. It took me a second to figure out what I wanted to do for curtains. I ended up going with these lacy curtains here. Just size them down to make them fit. there I am just, figuring out how I'm gonna do it. There we go, there. Now they fit. Put on the television, and now I'm putting in a light on the side. I'm sorry if I sound tired, you guys. I'm just tired. Here I'm just decorating, put on a plant, because I definitely wanted to have plants in this house. I didn't want it to be like a plant lady house, but I definitely wanted plants. So there's a lot of plants here. Put a plant there. Over here, what did I put? I really don't remember. I did this last night. Put in some outlets, and then over here I put in a carpet. Let's see which carpet. I believe it's this one. And then I was just kind of, experimenting with patterns and stuff, so I ended up going with that red carpet with the tones of pink, which I thought looked nice with the door. And here on the side, I put in a hanging plant over a little side table thing, which I then decorated. Just, it's an extra little storage space, because I usually use corners for like reading nooks and stuff, but I didn't want to overwhelm the living room with seating, because there's a lot of seating here. So I just put it, as a little storage area. Or maybe it's just like a place where they put things on their way out. I put that hanging jacket and bag on the side there, some slippers by the door, put in a plant. I really love that plant. I love the colors of it. And then over here I put in a blue shelf, because again I just wanted to play around with colors. I put in that, what's it called? That cork board that I used in my last build. And then here I am just, decorating the shelf as I always do. I put in that little drawing board thing, which I thought was pretty cute. Then I put in some pencils next to it so maybe the kids can grab it and draw on it. And here I am just, messing around, putting in some random stuff. In the back of my head, I was still flowing with like a witchy thing. So I put in some things I thought maybe could be like, I don't know, lavender or something, I don't know. Here I am just editing the shelf, putting in some boxes, put in that little statue of the dog, which I thought was pretty cute. And then over here, I'm just decorating with, a calendar and some photos, just making sure that the space is full. And now I am moving on to the kitchen area, putting in some counters. Took me a hot sec to figure out what counters I wanted. I went with these orange counters originally, and I ended up changing them just because, I don't know, they were a little bit too modern, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of modern stuff in this build. I didn't want the kitchen to be super modern. So I end up changing these counters. Right? Do I? I believe I do. I shouldn't have said that before I was sure. I'm pretty sure I changed these counters. Yes, I do. Oh, thank God. Okay, here I am putting in these new counters. And I know these are also pretty modern. I liked the simplicity of these a little bit better. I used this microwave / stovetop combo. I really like the vintage feel of it. And then I put the sink area over here. And then I put some, sink washing stuff over on top of this half wall. So, you could wash the dishes and then you could just set it right there to dry. Probably not super efficient, but I don't know, that's just kind of what I went for. Here I'm just decorating with that plant. I really like the look of that plant. The leaves just look so, I don't know, thick, I guess. They're just really, it's a nice plant. I like that plant. Here I'm just decorating. I put in a hanging plant in the corner over here. I use a lot of hanging plants in this build. I just thought it really added to the vibe that I was going for. And then in this corner I ended up putting a little water and food bowl, I think for a cat, because I'm pretty sure I put in a litter box later, but I guess also maybe for a dog. Put in a rug and then a trash can. I absolutely adore this bathroom. I would love a bathroom that's like all clouds. That'd be such a nice place to take a bath. You'd feel like you're in the sky. Amazing. I put in a shelf above the bathtub and then decorated that. Just so there's some decoration in the bathroom. I usually don't hardcore decorate my bathrooms, but in this build I wanted to experiment a little bit, so having a shelf in there was a nice opportunity to decorate. Put in my usual decorations, put in that little painting there, which I thought was pretty cool, the graphic of it, and then a little neon sign that says chill. Over here I put it in a towel, and then I'm going to put in a sink and a toilet with a, what's called a toilet paper dispenser, toilet paper roll? I don't know. And then I use the same curtains from the kitchen. I use this sink, which I thought looked pretty vintage and cool. I really like the look of the pipe underneath it and how it's like an exposed pipe. I thought was nice. And then I use that bunny mirror, which I thought, was a nice touch for the kids. I put in a rug here. Which rug? That rug? No. Which rug? That rug. Yes. Okay. Here I am just decorating a little bit more, putting in another painting, and that is all for the bathroom. Now moving on to the dining space. This is a pretty small dining space. You could probably just get around the table. I think it works. Put in 3 chairs and a baby high chair, because I figured, they probably have a toddler in this house. And then I decorate the walls over here. I put in that little cabinet space that I use as a shelf, put a light on it, and then some books, I believe. Yes, put some books on there. And then I put a plant in the corner here. Again, it's kind of small, kind of cramped. I think you could walk your Sims around it. I feel like they could find a path. And then over here to start decorating the bedroom. I went in kind of a pretty quirky style for the bedroom, as you could see, with that like green checkered bed and the bright pink headboard. It's pretty weird. I was in my head when I was doing this, I was like, oh man, this is so Gucci. And now looking back, I'm like, oh man, maybe not. I don't know. You know what? I think it looks good. I'm just gonna decide. I think it looks good. If you guys disagree, let me know. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on interior design. I'm always down to talk design with you guys. It's a passion of mine, and I really enjoy talking about it. Here I'm putting in some cabinets up top, a light, some files, paper, more paper, files, more files. Okay, over here I put a little on a drawing board, which I thought was really cute. And then I do the same thing here that I did in the living room with the hanging plant, and then I put in a little table here for some storage. I just put flowers on there. Put in a trash can and then a little painting here. Or I guess not, do I? Yes, I put in that grid rack thing there. Over here I put in a closet. That is a new piece of custom content that I haven't used before. I just downloaded it. I really like the wood grain. I think the texture of it is really nice. So good job to that custom content creator. It's absolutely amazing. Here I'm just decorating it, putting on some books, and then over here I put a little chair right there. I believe that's like a blue. No, it's white. Is it, or is it blue? I really can't tell with this lighting. And then I put in some paintings, and that is all for that bedroom. Now this is the kids' bedroom. I'm usually hit or miss with kids' bedrooms, and I usually am hit or miss in whether or not I like the kids' bedrooms that I make. I really like the matching crib that goes with that bed set. I ended up not being able to use it just because the mesh had like a weird wonky texture problem over it, so I just ended up going with this mesh, which I also really like. I really like this crib too, and I still think it goes nice with that bed. So I figured this family would have like a baby and a toddler is kind of what I was going for, though I guess it could be like a toddler and a kid too. Over here I put in a little reading corner where the family maybe hangs out and the kids can play and they can be read to. Put in those curtains, then I put a little desk over here with a tablet, a chair. Maybe if this is for a child or toddler, it could be like where they do like homework. I don't know what toddler's getting homework. Maybe this is a very high achieving toddler. Put in that painting there, or not painting, it's like a little drawing sketch pad. And I figured the kid had drawn the zebra, which I thought was pretty cute. And then right here I put in a little hanging rack, and then a mirror up above. I changed that to a different one. I used that one instead. I really like the trees on it. I just really like how it's like carved with that very pretty design. And then over here I put in a plant and a rug. What rug do I use? That one? Yeah. And then over here I put in a mirror. I really like the tree on that. It goes with the same set as the dresser. And then, yeah, I believe that's the entire build. Is it? Hell yeah. Okay, here are my screenshots. I'm really happy with how this build turned out. I'm really starting to be more comfortable experimenting, and I hope you guys like this. Let me know what you think of this style. It's kind of all over the place. I don't know. I'm happy with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.